Thank you for tuning into the silliest thing I saw this week, week 12 edition, presented by Vuori, makers of some of the most soft and comfortable clothing that you can own. Go to vuoriclothing.com/Harris for 20% off your first order, and stick around to the end of the video to hear more about Vuori. This week, we start the silliness off down in Jacksonville, where the Jags are taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar giving a little bit of love here to the home team fans. Love to see that look. Look at the kid's face. Loving being at the game that day. But something other than football and fandom early on caught my eye. I'm not sure how aware you are of the NFL mascot. Now, I wasn't aware of him whatsoever, but the NFL mascot, Jaxson de Ville, he is the official mascot of the Jacksonville Jaguars. But we got to see Jackson in rare form Sunday morning, wearing some attire that is different than what we usually see him in. Now, before I get into Sunday morning, let me give you a real quick breakdown of this mischievous mascot. He's the self-proclaimed best mascot to ever breathe air, and he's also one of the crazier mascots in the league. Occasionally, Jackson will fly from one corner of the stadium to another on a zip line, just flying through the air. He's also known to get a little bit too involved with the opposing team's players, and back in the year 2000, at the NFL owners meeting, Dan Rooney backed a rule that prohibited mascots from being within 6 feet of the white border at all times due to Jackson bringing out a stuffed Cordell Stewart player, like a fake dummy, and beating it up next to the Steelers huddle. I tried to find footage of this, and I couldn't find it, so I'm sorry. I worked hard trying to find it, couldn't find it. Again, in 2014, in the midst of the Ebola crisis, Jackson crossed the line again in a game against the Steelers with a Towels Carry Ebola sign, referencing the Steelers' terrible towel. So as you can see, Jackson is a guy who knows no boundaries, and this Sunday he found new boundaries to cross. And here at kickoff, we get our first flash of Jackson. Don't blink or you'll miss him, but that's Jackson. There in an American flag Speedo doing his best Will Ferrell impression, not using his normal body that we've seen in the past. Early in the first, we do see Jackson get a little involved in the passing game, almost grabbing one from the sidelines and giving the old finger wag. Like, no, don't bring that here today. But it's not long after this play that we get another taste of what's to come in the first quarter. You can see the tamed cat here. Notice Jackson isn't trying to mess the field goal up at all. He stands still with what I think is a mask of himself covering the American flag Speedo. This was the point that I legitimately considered that this was just a Florida man that had gone onto the field. But no, the Jags tweeted this out from their official account. But it is not until the second quarter, when Trevor Lawrence throws this beautiful touchdown to JaMycal Hasty, that we get to experience Jackson in full force. I'm going to call this move the single hip dip, the little hip thrust. Certainly Jackson is not 6 feet from the white line, but I suppose Jackson has never been the kind of Jaguar to let rules get in the way of a good celebration. Even the announcers had something to say about Jackson's attire.
What is going on with Jaxson de Ville today? I'm wondering if we're allowed to show Jaxson de Ville on the air.
Well, I think his first garments that he had got wet during the rainstorm, so he discarded those for less clothing.
The announcers seem to have some information that Jackson's suit got wet during the pregame, which is reasonable because this game was delayed due to lightning. So I couldn't confirm this. I looked, couldn't confirm it anywhere, but seems reasonable. I think after this hasty touchdown, Jackson was getting a little bit too hot for TV, and the Jaguars asked him, hey, can you just put your old suit back on? Because after halftime, I only saw him in his normal attire. You can see him here, and again, a little bit later, we never get to see the yellow morph suit again. So I think that's where this story ends. Now, had Jackson had an amazing rain jacket like the Palisades rain jacket from vuoriclothing.com/Harris and got 20% off his first order, maybe his body wouldn't have got so wet. Maybe if he would have got it in chestnut, my favorite color for the jacket, it would have went really well with his, nice pairing with his fur. Check out vuoriclothing.com/Harris for 20% off your first order. Vuori makes some of the best clothing out there. Their clothing is largely made from recycled materials, so you're buying something that's good for the planet. Right now, I believe they're planting a tree for every order. They're working with the National Forest Foundation, one tree planted for every order. So check out vuoriclothing.com/Harris for 20% off your first order. Plant a tree. And thank you guys for listening this week. Thanks. This is a little different, little not as football focused. I thought it was fun though. If you guys liked it this week, let me know down in the comments. You guys know I read every comment. I reply to every comment. I love talking to you guys down there. And thanks for watching the show. Sorry if it came across a little tiresome. I'm a little under the weather this week, so I did my best, guys. All right. Enjoy your week, guys, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.